Last lecture we studied review of atomic physics. Okay, in that one point was remaining. That was unit of radioactivity. The old unit of radioactivity was Curie. Okay, after the name. Curie, scientist Curie, who invented the radioactivity phenomena, okay, by studying radium material, okay, where 1 Curie is equal to 3.615 into 10 raised to 10 DIS per second. DIS means what? Disintegration per second. Okay, means what? The disintegration may happen uh, by these 5 ways. Okay, first is by emitting alpha particle, or by emitting beta particles, or through gamma radiation, or there may be a positron decay. Okay, or orbital electron absorption may there happen. Okay, means what? A nucleus may absorb the orbiting electron, that is also known as K capture, or the nucleus may emit neutron or neutrino particles. Okay, if you want to know more about these things, okay, you can read book Pekenak. It is very good book. Okay, information is given very nice. Okay, uh, it was okay. The unit Curie was based on the measurement of activity of 1 gram of radium 226. Okay, the scientist Curie worked on, okay, that was working on radium 226. Curie has now been superseded by SI unit Becquerel. Okay, now everywhere the new SI unit Becquerel is okay, which is defined as 1 disintegration per second. Okay, 1 Curie is equal to 3.615 into 10 raised to 10 disintegration per second, but 1 Becquerel is equal to 1 disintegration per second. Since this is very small, means what, the Becquerel unit is very small, the levels of radioactivity are expressed in kbq or mbq. Kbq means kilo becquerels, or mbq means mega becquerels. It means 10 raised to 3 or 10 raised to 6. Another unit called Roentgen, okay, is to provide some measure of extent of biological injury, okay, say due to X-rays or gamma rays. Okay, maybe because of exposing to the radioactive material or radioactive environment. Okay, the DNA of cell, okay, will be damaged. Okay, to know the extent by which it is damaged, the Roentgen unit will be used. Okay, this is enough for basics of atomic physics. So the two basic instruments that we have already studied, ammeter and voltmeter. Then we go for wattmeter, and which is designed to measure 1 minute power in the electrical circuit. How power consumed by the load in any electrical. The next point is the types of reactor. Okay, reactor is the core thing in the nuclear power plant. Okay, there are various types of reactors. They can be divided into main sub two types. Okay, there are two main types. One is the heterogeneous and second is homogeneous. Heterogeneous has a large number of fuel rods with a coolant circulating around them and carrying away the heat released by nuclear fission. Okay, in heterogeneous, coolant is used to take away heat energy developed by fuel rods. Okay, means what, we can say that it is using heat exchanger for that purpose. Maybe in homogeneous, the fuel and moderator are mixed. For example, a fissionable salt of uranium like uranium sulfate dissolved in the moderator like H2O or D2 or deuterium. The solution is critical in the core due to difficulties in component maintenance, induced radioactivity, erosion, and corrosion. Homogeneous reactors are not common. Okay. In case of homogeneous, the uranium sulfate is dissolved in H2. Okay, means what? The same material which is working as a fission material will also work as a coolant. Okay, means what? The same material will pass the heat produced by himself. Okay, and to the heat exchanger. Okay, in heterogeneous, the coolant was different, the filling material, so fission material is different, but in homogeneous, the fission material and coolant are the same. Okay, and in homogeneous, the uranium sulfate is dissolved in the H2O, means what? H2O have to be used as a coolant material, but because of using of H2O, what will happen? Erosion and corrosion will happen. And as the uranium sulfide is dissolved in H2O, so due to the use of uranium itself as a coolant, induced radioactivity may be there. Okay, means what? By using homogeneous, there are lot of problems may be there. So most of the time, homogeneous type reactors are not common; they are not used. Instead, heterogeneous reactors are used where fission material is different and the coolant is different. They are not in contact with each other. Okay, reactors can be classified like this. Present day nuclear reactors are of the heterogeneous class. These reactors are again classified according to type of fuel used, the neutron flux spectrum, the coolant, and the moderator if used. Okay, so what they are classified according to what type of fuel is used, whether it is using uranium 235, uranium 233, uranium 238, or plutonium or thorium. Okay, the neutron flux spectrum is what? Whether the neutron is a fast moving neutron or slow moving neutron, or the flux means what? Amount of how amount of neutron which is given as a starting material. Okay, to start the fission reaction. The coolant used, whether the coolant is a H2 or normal water or heavy water, that is D2O, deuterium based water, or whether it is using a liquid matter, or whether it is using a gas as a coolant. Okay, coolant means what? It's just exchanging whatever the heat developed by in the reactor to the heat exchanger. And the moderator. Okay, a moderator, maybe it is a graphite or heavy water or not light water. Which moderator is the, okay, means moderator which encloses fission material. Okay, there may be lot of types of it. Okay, according to their types, these reactors can be classified. Okay, according to neutron flux spectrum. Okay, uh, there are two types. One is the thermal and second is the fast neutron. According to moderator used, it may be a light water reactor or heavy water reactor or graphite water reactor. Okay, in fast neutron flux spectrum reactor, there is no moderator used. Okay, uh, in thermal neutron flux spectrum, which uses a light water as a moderator, the same light water is used as a coolant material. Okay, and the fuel used is enriched uranium. Okay, similarly, thermal neutron reactor, which uses heavy water as a moderator, uses heavy water as a coolant and the natural uranium as a fuel emitter. Enriched uranium means what? Uh, its fission capacity. Fission capacity has been increased. Okay, means for example, uranium 238 is somewhat stable as compared to uranium 235. Means what? Fission capacity of uranium 238 is less than that of the uranium 235. Means if uranium 238 is converted into uranium 235, we can say that it is enriched. Okay, Third thermal neutron reactor is the graphite based, okay, which uses graphite as a moderator element and CO2 gas as a coolant. Okay, instead of water, it uses gas, CO2 gas. Again, here fuel material is a natural or enriched uranium can be used, and the latest technology, okay, which uses a fast neutron flux spectrum reactor. It does not require any moderator, okay, and it uses a liquid metal, Na or K, okay. Na or K, Na means sodium and K means potassium, okay. They can be used as a liquid metal, and plutonium or thorium can be used as a fuel material, okay. Obviously thorium in this case is used as a fertile material. Fertile means what? uh, at starting it is not having that much of fission capacity, but plutonium is as a starting material which has a higher uh, fission capacity. Means what? A fission reaction is started using plutonium, and whatever the neutron emitted by the plutonium will be bombarded on the thorium, okay. So thorium will get enriched, and now it will participate in the chain reaction, okay. Enriched material means what? It has a higher uh, fission capacity, and fertile materials means what? At starting it has not that much of fission capacity, but as the reaction goes on, its fission capacity will going to increase due to chain reaction itself. Again, uh, reactor can be classified as, okay, light water cooled and moderator reactors, which is known as LWR, light water reactors. Light water cooled and moderated reactors using slightly enriched uranium fuel are the most common used power production, okay. The first type, okay, light water as a moderator and coolant, okay, which uses enriched uranium, is the most commonly used power most commonly used reactor. The fast reactors, which uses high energy neutrons for fission and require no moderator, utilize a liquid metal as a coolant with either plutonium or plutonium uranium mixture for fuel, okay. The information given in the table is again stated here. These reactors are further divided into, okay, according to their structure and working, they can be divided, classified as, first is the pressurized water reactor, means what? PWR, where whatever the steam is produced is again pressurized, okay. Second is the boiling water reactor, that is BWR. Third is the high temperature gas cooled reactors, that is HTGCR, where CO2 is used as the coolant material, and it is common in countries like UK, France, and Germany. 1 minute. And fourth is liquid metal fast breeder reactor. Okay, breeder. The next type is the boiling water reactor, that is BWR. Okay, we are going to see it in detail. Okay, third is the high temperature gas cooled reactor, where CO2 is used as the coolant material. Okay, it is common in countries like UK, France, Germany. And the fourth is the liquid metal fast breeder reactor, that is LMFBR, FBR, are likely to be the source of the electrical power for the future. Okay, a breeder reactor produces more fissionable isotope than what it consumes. Okay, as you can observe that the word breeder is in the name of it. Breeder means what? It produces or which converts fertile material into fissionable materials. Means what? A combination of plutonium or uranium and thorium is thorium is a is as fertile material. Means what? Its fission capacity is low. Okay, and the fission reaction is started with the help of plutonium or uranium. As the chain reaction goes on, the fertile material, that is thorium, is converted into fission material. Okay, its fission capacity is enhanced. Okay, the first type is the pressurized water reactor. Okay, as you can see that there are two loops are there which are connected in series. One is the uh, reactor. Reactor in one loop, reactor is there. Okay, water, a pressurized heated water or pressurized water is fed to the reactor, and it will be heated due to the heat generated in the reactor, and this whatever the heated water coming out is pressurized using pressurizer. Okay, uh, and this pressurized heated water is passing through the heat exchanger, and the heat available here will be exchanged with the water which fed to the heat exchanger by using pump. Okay, here pump is to feed the water to heat exchanger, and the steam which is produced will be given to the turbine, and turbine shaft or turbine's blade will rotate. Okay, and in this way turbine will be rotating the generator and electrical energy is producing. Okay, the same information is given here. PWR power plant is composed of two loops in series. One is the coolant loop. Okay, this is the coolant loop. Okay, I will show it by using pen. This is the 1 minute. What happened? Okay, this is the coolant loop. Okay. Coolant is in contact with the, or it is flowing through the reactor. Okay, coolant is nothing but which flows to the reactor. So this loop is the coolant loop, and also called as primary loop, and the water steam or working fluid loop. Okay, water steam loop means what? Water is fed to heat exchanger and it is converted into steam. So it is a water steam loop. The coolant picks up heat in the reactor and transfers it to the working fluid in the heat exchanger. Okay, coolant will takes it from the reactor, and at heat exchanger it transfers it to the feed water to the heat exchanger, and it is converted into steam which is given to steam generator. The steam is used in Rankine type cycle to produce electricity. Okay, we have studied Rankine type cycle in 1 minute. Someone raised a hand. स्क्रीन दिसत नाहीये सर. सुमित स्क्रीन दिसते का रे?
दिसायला की
काय त्याला दिसून झालं त्याचं. स्टॉप करतो, पुन्हा एकदा शेअर करतो. आशिष माळी दिसते का आता? हॅलो आशिष माळी.
हा सर, आली
काय? बरं, ठीक आहे. थोडस लाईट इथं गेलेली आहे आणि मोबाईलवर लावलेला आहे मी सध्या आज, त्यामुळे मे बी थोडासा आज प्रॉब्लेम येईल.
मध्ये चालले.
ओके, आता आहे ना? Okay, the steam is then used in Rankine type cycle to produce. We have studied Rankine type cycle in thermal power plant. Okay, means what? There we are using in thermal power plant. The water is converted into steam using the heat produced in boiler. In place of boiler, here is the heat exchanger. Here is the heat exchanger is here. Okay, means what? Water is given to boiler, here water is given to heat exchanger, it is converted into steam. This steam is a pressure, it is having very high temperature and pressure. Okay, this steam is having high temperature and pressure. Okay, and it is given to the turbine. Okay, when it placed on the blades of the turbine, it will be expanded. It will be expanded. Okay, means what? Its temperature and pressure will be reduced. Okay, and it is again given to heat exchanger using this pump. Okay, or feed water system through the heat exchanger. Okay, and similarly, I think this part maybe I think it is like a economizer. This part is like a economizer maybe. Okay, maybe at some place whatever the heating energy is available, that is used to heat the whatever the extra water needed to pump into the heat exchanger. Okay. Again, condenser is used to condense the steam coming out from the turbine. Okay, means what? The same as that of the thermal power plant. The cycle is the same that of the thermal power plant. So the cycle is a Rankine type. Okay, just the in place of boiler, here is the heat exchanger. Okay, extra information. I just taken the important points here. But you also have to read this book. Okay, for example, I will show. Okay, this is the PWR type. Okay, some information like this is I have not given there. Okay. Okay, in PWR you can, okay, I will take this pen. Okay, where is information? Okay, take this information I have given only this, but this extra information they given here you have to also study them. Okay, like construction is given. The fuel of PWR is slightly enriched uranium in the form of thin rods or plates. The cladding is either stainless steel or zircaloy. Cladding means what we can say, the fuel rod is there and it is wrapped. Okay, wrapping is nothing but what? Cladding. Okay. And for that, stainless steel or zircaloy. Zircaloy is a alloy of zirconium. Because of very high coolant pressure, the steel pressure vessel containing the core must be about 20 to 25 centimeter. Okay, the stainless steel is it is having the width of 20 to 25 centimeter. A typical PWR contains about 200 fuel assemblies. Okay, there are 200 fuel rods are there. Array of rods. Okay, array of rods. In typical fuel assembly, there are 264 fuel rods and 24 guide tubes for control rods. Okay, there may be 24 control rods are there. Like this information is also required. Okay, we suppose the question coming the paper is write a short note on PWR, then you have to write this information as well. Okay, in slideshow I can't take all things. Okay. Next is the boiling water reactor. Okay. In boiling water reactor, there is only one loop. Okay, you can observe here that the water is fed to the reactor. Okay, water is directly fed to the reactor. There is no heat exchanger. Okay, there is no extra loop of water steam loop is no there. There is no water steam loop. Okay, same water which is used as a coolant. Okay, the same water is used as a material or fluid to rotate the turbine. Okay, feed water is given to the reactor. Okay, where it is vaporized. Okay, and the steam, saturated steam, okay, is provided to the turbine okay, using throttle valve. Okay, means what, its pressure is controlled using throttle valve, and it is given to the turbine where it will rotate the turbine, and again the steam coming out of the turbine will be condensed using the condenser, and it is again pumped to the reactor using feed water pump. You can read here. I will read for you. The BWR differs from PWR in that the steam flowing to the turbine is produced directly in the reactor. PWR मध्ये काय होतं, तर त्या ठिकाणी हीट एक्सचेंजर वापरत होता, तिथून जी काही हीट स्टीम तयार होत होती ती टर्बाईनला देत होतो. आता ह्या ठिकाणी तसं नाहीये, इथे डायरेक्ट जी रिएक्टर मध्येच स्टीम तयार होते आणि तीच आपण टर्बाईनला देतो. Steam is separated and dried by mechanical devices located in the upper part of the pressure vessel assembly. Okay, the dry steam has to be given to turbine. Okay, so there may not be a problem of corrosion, erosion, etc. The dried steam is sent directly. 1 minute. Okay, the dry steam is sent directly to the high pressure turbine, thus eliminating the need of steam generators. The coolant thus serves the triple function of coolant, moderator, and working fluid. Okay, the same water will be work as a coolant, it will work as a moderator and the working fluid. Okay, now when you go through the book, more information is there. This information is somewhat necessary. I will show you. The saturated liquid that separates from the vapor at the top of reactor in the steam separator flows downward, either internally within reactor or externally outside the reactor. 1 minute. Okay. Within the reactor or externally outside the reactor. Okay, the two types of that shown here. Okay, we know that the here the water is the same water is as the coolant is same water is as the moderator, means what, it is mixed up with uranium sulfate. Okay, it is mixed up with uranium. But the only water vapor has to be come outside this reactor, and whatever the other things, okay, uranium sulfate must be settled down. Okay, and this settling down may be happen in the reactor itself. Okay, or there may be a extra steam separator is there. Okay, which will separate out the steam which is given to the turbine, and the other things like a uranium sulfate will be separated out and given to the core itself, reactor itself. Okay, means what, there are two types of BWR again, but in exam, so all this information is not required. You have to draw this basic diagram and explain it. काय डाउट असेल तर विचारा. Next is the gas cooled reactors. Okay, again here two loops are there. One is the coolant loop, this is the coolant loop, but here used as the CO2 gas as the coolant. Okay, which takes heat from the reactor core, and it is given to the heat exchanger. This part is the heat exchanger. Okay, heat exchanger where the other loop is connected. Okay, other loop is connected in series. Okay, and this loop is the water steam loop. This is the water steam loop. Okay. Means what? The heat flown with the CO2 gas is exchanged with the water fed to the heat exchanger, and this water will be converted to steam, and this steam is fed to the again turbine, and turbine will rotate the generator and electricity will be generated. Again, the steam coming out of the turbine is condensed using the condenser, and again fed it to the heat exchanger. Okay. The first gas cooled reactors with the CO2 gas, okay, as coolant and graphite as a moderator were developed in Britain during 1956 to 69. Okay. This type of reactors are used in the European nations. The fuel was a natural uranium clad with an alloy of magnesium called Magnox. Okay, Magnox means what? 1 minute. Magnox means what? Magnesium. N means non. OX means non-oxidizing. Okay. Magnesium non-oxidizing. Okay. Such type of clad means what? Which wraps the uranium. Okay, this type of material is to wrap the uranium. Okay, to ensure there is no oxidation. Okay, due to oxidation maybe corrosion happens. Okay, this is eliminated by wrapping the uranium material with Magnox. Magnox means magnesium non-oxidizing. It is the alloy of magnesium. Advanced gas cooled reactor system, okay, AGR, uses UO2 as a fuel clad. Okay, UO2 means uranium dioxide in stainless steel tubes with CO2 gas as a coolant and graphite as a moderator. Okay, in advanced gas cooled reactors they use UO2 as a fuel material, and it is clad using stainless steel tubes where CO2 is used as a coolant and graphite as a moderator. Again, one more type of gas cooled reactor is there, helium cooled graphite moderator systems, HTGR, designed to use uranium-233 as a fissile material and thorium as a fertile material. Okay, means what? Combination of uranium and thorium used, and as the chain reaction goes on, the fissile property of thorium will be enhanced. Okay, helium is used in such type of reactors because helium is the inert gas, and it is the monoatomic gas. Means what? Atoms will not form a molecule. They will be there. They will be present there freely. Okay, they are not forming a molecule. Okay, with any other there, because it is an inert gas. So the problem of corrosion and erosion will not be there. Okay, means what? Helium cooled reactor is best